Give me a D and a G. It's the Dunga Show. It's the Dunga Show.
Hey, dog, your beard's looking flickin' great, my man.
Thanks, Gus. I've been using the Bush Beard Wash.
The what now?
At Bush Beard, they know that every man with a beard is a unique beardo. And that's why they offer a wide range of products to cater to every beard's needs. Whether you have a long and luscious mane or prefer to keep it short and sharp, their products will help you achieve that perfect look.
From the nourishing beard oil and balm to the refreshing beard wash, their products are made with all-natural local ingredients to keep that beard healthy, soft, and lustrous. The beard comb and brush are designed to detangle and shape your beard, making sure you always look your best.
At Bush Beard, they're dedicated to providing the best possible grooming experience for all the beardos out there. So why settle for an average beard when you can have a glorious, well-groomed one? Try Bush Beard products today and unleash the full potential of your beard.
Be sure to use Dog and Gus 10 and get 10% off your order.
Bush Beard, the small town brand with the big old Canadian heart. To the Dog and Gus Show now on Whitewater Rocks Radio.
Oh, hello.
Hello there.
What's up, dog?
Not much. You.
How much what we got going on today?
We got another band. Pretty excited about this one.
Are we?
Yeah, I am. I don't know about you.
I'm very
You should be.
Yeah, Feed After Midnight.
Yes, sir.
What a great name.
I love it.
It's like the Gremlins thing. Don't feed after midnight.
We're going to ask them that.
Well, we still can.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's our show.
Yeah. How about we talk to them?
Who are they?
Feed After
Just
Midnight.
kidding. What's up, guys? How are you? Good. Thanks for coming out to join us today.
Cool.
No problem.
So where are we right now? What are you guys doing? What room are you in right now?
This is our fam HQ. It's Mark's basement, so our jam space.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Soundproof, I'm sure.
Sound treated. Yeah.
Sound treated, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's awesome.
So what's the difference? Sound treated? We kind of tried to make it soundproof. It didn't work.
Yeah, you put headphones on whoever's upstairs.
Yeah.
No. The difference is sound treated. It sounds good inside the room. You can still hear it outside. Though.
Got it.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Slight
Nice.
filter.
Yeah, like exactly. Filtered. So what's going on today? Like what are you guys working on? Anything in the studio, or are you just kind of there for this?
Just here for this?
Yeah, just here for this for today. Usually
Yeah.
we our practices are like in the weekend,
Yeah.
so yeah, we're here for this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So now that you already referenced it, are you guys actually named after the Gremlin movie? Is that where Feed After Midnight came from?
Yeah.
It has a part of it,
Yeah.
the story, yes.
Okay, well, let's hear the rest of the story, boys. This is what we're here for.
Yeah, please.
Do you want to tell the story?
I'm not a storyteller, man.
Yeah. Okay, well, I can give you kind of the rough sort of idea is that, so I'm, besides our bass player, so our bass player is, so that's the first thing we should address here. So this is Denis, this is Mark,
Now we're introducing.
and I'm,
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
Sean.
we should have done that.
Yeah,
at the
we
beginning,
didn't,
huh?
yeah.
That's our bad. That's our bad.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So we're missing Ivan today. Unfortunately, he's like out with sunstroke from
Ooh.
working today, so he wasn't
Oh,
feeling
damn.
too hot. So he's our lead singer. He's not here, and our bass player Chris is also not here. So so just to go back to the story, this is our origin story, I guess is what you.
Yes.
Yeah, please,
Origin
please.
story. Okay.
Eventually, whatever you get to
Okay,
it.
so I'm not a part of this. I'm just like the third party narrator that's like floating over.
I love
It's
it.
a bad-
Yeah.
I didn't
Well, you're
come
in,
along.
but you look like you're in the prominent chair right now. So we gotta get.
Well, I'm
focused
sitting on
on
the
you, right?
Kayok or whatever.
nice,
it's called, right?
nice.
Yeah. So origin story. So I'm not a part of this. This is like 2018, I guess. Yeah. So
He
2020.
wasn't even a drummer yet.
Yeah, it was okay. So 2018, these guys got together and just like decided just for fun to like write some songs, and they ended up submitting an entry into what contest was that?
Like the rebel, like rock search, like
Oh, that was the original
Oh, yeah.
band before.
Yeah.
yeah. Under
Under Gunfighter Pedestrian.
that was under.
Okay,
their
so that
old
didn't
name.
start Feed After Midnight.
No.
It was from that show. Then
which
we
made us not
Because
wanting
Ivan
to
was
do that.
singing, right? Ivan wasn't drumming then.
He was drumming actually.
He was drumming.
Yeah, Ivan was drumming.
So okay, all right. Well, then you have to tell the story then, because I'm confused. Obviously.
All right, so we're all chatting. After that show, basically, Ivan decided he wanted to step up and do vocals for us. We were already jamming together with one of my buddies that played drums, and we were just having fun together. And then we decided, let's try and start up a band again. Needed a band name.
Show was coming up.
Yeah,
and
show was coming up. We didn't even have a band name yet, so we were trying, for the love of God, to come up with a band name. We were reading through old '80s magazines.
Yeah,
And
this,
then,
this book actually right here.
right there, and it was saying, "Don't feed after midnight." And I was like, how about feed after midnight or something along
Yeah, we just thought it sounded.
And we were like,
fun
right
and-
away, it's like that sounds like a keeper, and it's been
It works.
that since then.
It works.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love it. And you've even got Gizmo up in the corner there. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that's
Mark
meant.
designed this sweet logo, and pretty much.
Yeah, right now it's flipped, I guess.
Yeah,
From
I don't know if you guys see it reversed, but yeah, it's the wrong way right now.
Oh, is it okay? Well, maybe we should have it mirrored or something.
Yeah.
No, it's very cool either way. I like it either way. It's
Yep.
kind of a
We would never have noticed it was backwards unless you'd said something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
Yeah, the writing's underneath. So, yeah.
Well, it's currently the clock is slightly before midnight and not after midnight. So
There you go.
that's-
True
that's
that. Yes.
problematic.
Oh, I see. I see.
Ah.
Well,
it's not feed
So-
before midnight.
well, we were way before midnight right now, so this works.
Yeah, yeah. So they
Yeah,
don't
we're good.
they don't eat
Yeah.
until after midnight,
They haven't eaten.
and don't get them
Just
wet
coffee.
Oh, yeah, live on the coffee.
and the caffeine.
Yeah.
yeah, us too.
Yeah, we're on different caffeine, but we're jacked up too. Don't worry.
Yeah,
So the new single "Swift Aggression" was listening to it earlier, and that is a killer tune. Like that's moving.
right.
Yeah, I love
told
it.
you.
Yeah. So did you? So when you sort of started as a hard rock band, and then sort of evolved into a more heavier band, right? And is that more accurate to say? I'd say.
Yep.
I'd say.
I'd say
Yeah, it
I'd agree.
seems that's the way our evolution turned out.
Yeah. No, it's
we play what we like to play. So
it's the best.
Well, I was telling Gus about the video for Swift Aggression. I was like, this is stupid sick. It's so good.
Yeah.
So we have to ask, are you guys fans of the Terminator series of movies? Because it's kind of got that feel to it, right?
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
probably my top 5 like movies that I like, favorite movies and shit. Yeah, so I think that a lot of the content of the vocals kind of went with that kind of theme. So we're like, let's try something different, and because we've never done a video like using like Unreal Engine and all like that CGI stuff. So I was like, it's just like, all right, let's try it, and then that's how it
Turned out really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned out great.
It turned out pretty awesome, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, and
This guy right here.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was very cool. And would you agree that Terminator 2 is the greatest sequel of all the movies?
I have to agree.
Well, yeah,
It's my favorite.
like of that franchise or like just all movies.
I think in general, like if you think of sequels, traditionally
Yeah.
they're not usually
Yeah.
well
Yeah,
done.
I would- I would
Speed
think
2
so,
comes to
yeah.
mind.
Yeah. It's,
You know.
the sequel might be a little bit more famous than the original.
Just
Yeah,
because
like
of the
people
cool
reference,
effects.
yeah.
Yeah, for the mainstream, I would say
People-
part 2. People
yeah,
know more.
That's true. People reference the Arnold
They saw-
Schwarzenegger stuff.
Most
and-
people saw 2 before 1. So.
That's true, yeah. And I just remember it being like very, like for the time, it was very, like you said, CGI at the time was not, it was a new thing, and James Cameron was the king of that. He still does that, but it's like the stuff that they had for the second term of T2000 or whatever they call it, it was like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that was that was just off the charts, right? So
Yeah. Anyways, we'll go back to some talking about the actual band, but
nah.
We don't mind.
where did you guys like sort of form? What would how did it all come together?
Years.
Well, okay, myself, Denis, and Ivan, like our singer, we've been playing since like high school. So that was like in the 90s.
97.
So that tells you how old we are. So
Oops.
It's okay.
Yeah,
we're
so-
old too.
so we've been doing like little bands since high school to now. So I would say like what 20, almost 30 years when you think about it.
basically,
Yeah. And I came along in 2020. I actually just by chance answered an ad they put on Facebook. I think that they were looking for a drummer, and I just answered it and did an audition, and it was just like right away. Like we just
Yeah, it worked out. Connected
Yeah.
right away.
I
Yeah.
was supposed to be part of this band, so they were just waiting for me.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
did I don't know about a year or not even a year like as Feet After Midnight, but it was like with a different drummer, different bassist, and we just played a few shows. It was mostly covers, like just starting the band, and then I guess after during pandemic and after that's when we
Didn't
kind of
really
like
find our
Kind
sound
of did
yet.
more original and started to search for sound more, and as we wrote stuff, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like we've been, I guess, I don't know, I'd say 2020 is when we really started, like
Yeah, with the EP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
No, that would have been running and
out of
out
time.
of time.
Right. Yeah.
No, 2020 was
Yeah.
to 22.
Said 2020.
Okay.
I said what I said.
Okay.
Is that like a normal, like as a, we hear these stories about the drummer is always like we got to find the drummer as the finding the drummer, but that's such an important part of a band, finding their sound and stuff. I would suspect that finding the right drummer for what you're looking for and what you visualize and how you feel, like, would you agree?
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. Yeah.
We've met some interesting drummers.
I'm sure.
The auditions were fun.
Yeah, some guys are like, "Oh, we'll come audition."
Oh, the
and,
gym teacher?
Yeah, and the gym teacher guy, and couldn't even play like.
Said he played drums, everything. Came in wearing sandals. We're like, what the hell? Couldn't even do a basic beat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, yeah, you can't play drums, man.
Yeah, exactly. Let them down easy.
No, just tell them straight up, man. Get out.
Just
Yeah.
learn
Toodaloo.
better. Like, just play more, practice.
Yeah.
No
And
offense.
best of luck to you.
Yeah, we'll find you. You'll find your place.
Yeah.
It's in the gym.
So we're going to equate drummers to like being goaltenders. Like they're just their unique brand, their unique
Absolutely.
breed, right?
You
I
need a
agree.
good
Yeah.
goaltender.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's for sure.
Yeah. It's like the guy on the team that's like the anchor, right?
Yep.
And like you're willing to take punishment for the team, but it's like for the team, right? It's like
Yep.
I'm working hard and sweating my ass off. It's because I want the band to sound as good as it possibly can.
Makes sense.
To cover
Yeah.
up a screw up.
Yeah.
Yes.
pretty much.
That's
That's
right,
true.
mom, too.
Okay. When we mess up, play harder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just hit the drums harder.
When we mess up, just fondle the strings, man.
Yeah. What made you go from sort of a cover band to deciding that was it just like getting some experience and playing music together, and then eventually you're like, we got to try our own stuff? Is that sort of where that evolved from?
Well, we always wanted to write our own stuff. We
Like
actually,
we used to
yeah,
do
we-
it. It's just for this incarnation.
we wanted more covers to basically appeal to people more, just to get the name out there and
Because
see
we
what happens.
we played a lot of shows like years before, and like you see the pattern, and like the crowd might not be into it as much if they don't know the songs, but if you give them covers, like they know those songs, so so we're like, we're gonna try this a little bit,
Get
and
more into it,
yeah.
and then you sneak into your stuff.
but then after a while, it's like, nah, I want to play my own stuff. It's it's more satisfying,
Absolutely.
much.
Yeah. Well, that's the why you play music, right? It's like personal expression.
And for us, it just took a while because like we were just trying to, we only practice like once a week or once every 2 weeks. We all have like full-time jobs and families and stuff, so it's not like it's not even a part-time thing. So it was hard to, get a sound, and
Mhm.
it's not
It's-
easy to just like write
yeah, it's-
together if
well,
you're not
it's-
jamming a lot.
Well, it's true, right? Because it's like you guys, like you have to pay rent. You have to, you have to pay bills, and
Mhm.
so we have jobs, but we also want to do this, and it's like I look at this guy because he's like busy, 2 kids, a partner, a job, a podcast, a radio show. It's just like he's a vampire because he doesn't sleep. But you get it, right? Like,
Well,
it's
I think it's I like to squeeze the bar rag right till the end. You know,
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I like to.
Jeez.
I like to have a lot to do. So I think I get what you're saying. It's hard to balance it all, but you have an artistic output that you need to get out. And when you're a musician, and I can only speak because I've spoken to so many musicians, but not as a musician. And I would think that that's what you were mentioning prior, is like you had to have that output, and that's why you wanted to write your own songs, right? So it's sort of you have to do it. It's not it's not something that you actually need to do it. You know, it's because that's what you're going to work so that you can actually do something for yourself, and that's your artistic output, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, do you have because we're talking covers? Do you have a favorite cover that you guys like to do?
I really love. We do a
Lamb
cover.
of God.
We do this this cover of a cover.
Oh.
It's Pink Floyd, The Machine,
Ooh.
but it's
Welcome to the machine.
Welcome to the Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's done like the cover of Shadows Fall.
And you do that version.
We do the Shadows Fall version. So it's like a cover of a cover, but we kind of even put like our own little kind of twist on it because we've been playing it for I've been playing with them for 4 years now, and so like where it originally started, it kind of is like morphed in like little places. So it's kind of become like more of like our song, like if you compare it, like, but it's really like based on what Shadows Fall did with the song, and that's my favorite to play because it's just got such dynamic stuff, and it's got some different like tempo changes and like time changes that are kind of like interesting in the different parts that are a lot of fun to play. Yeah.
That's cool. A cover of a cover.
A cover of a cover.
It's very cool. Great song too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Machine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you're pretty close. I mean, I think
Well, thank you so much.
They did a little bit.
I've never said I was a singer.
No, you didn't.
And I just proved it.
But you just tried.
I just proved it.
Yeah. You just totally proved yourself.
I sure did. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
What would it be like? I know that you said that you probably only get together once a week or every 2 weeks. Do you find that it's kind of flows very naturally because you have such a nice dynamic that you can just sort of get into it really easily? Or do you have to have like a little bit of a lead up to it?
No, I think it's like we kind of like, you mean like
like you just get right into it as soon as you
yeah, pretty much. I mean, like for every time you sit down and play, there's like a physical like amount of time that you need to spend like warming up your like muscles and your joints and stuff, right? So you can play fluidly, right? So that happens every time. But like I think that like if we didn't play together for a few weeks and we got back together into the same room, I don't think that there would be any real change in the way that we sounded or the way that it felt. It's kind of like the stuff that we have now.
Yeah,
right? We've been playing it for so long. Right?
That like
it's second nature.
Yeah,
I find that interesting just because like you said, we all have full-time jobs, and it's sort of getting back into the feel of it. Maybe if you took a long break, it would be different. But anyways, yeah. So are you guys working on any new stuff? Is that sort of in the mix right now?
Soon.
Yeah, so we're kind of like actually in the cycle of we've got one more release single that we're gonna put out. It's coming out on June 28th. So that's 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah,
roughly.
I think it's like
2 weeks. So and that's
Next
a
week?
single
10 days or
called
something?
Next week.
called Doomed.
Next Friday.
Is it?
No,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Friday? Yeah.
Yeah, not this Friday, but next Friday.
Not this Friday.
Yeah,
Next Friday.
yeah,
The 28th. Yeah, the 28th. Yeah.
I got it.
So yeah, that's coming out. And then after that, we're kind of we're not decided about like a video for that one particularly. Nothing is really kind of like struck a chord with us in terms of like ideas that we want to try to pursue. So it's still an option perhaps that we'll have some sort of video for that one later on. But
like not when it comes out. But later on.
So I don't know. We'll probably start getting back into the writing cycle after we do a little promo with this next single. We'll probably start writing in like that's the thing. It's like it's not always like super intentional too. Like writing, because it's creativity. So we don't like you don't actually have any control over it. You just kind of like sometimes you'll sit down to do one thing and like you'll completely like get distracted and start doing something else, and it turns into like an awesome riff that like turns into a new song. You know what I mean? You didn't even mean to do that. It's not like you like set aside time and like could sit down and be like, okay, brain, spit out like spit out a good song.
Like
you know,
we've had before, but it'll take like months to like really find.
Yeah. So like I guess what I'm trying to say is that we're kind of always kind of working on new stuff, but we're kind of trying to balance it. And then there'll come a time when we don't have any other stuff that we really have to work on. So it'll just kind of focus will just sort of shift onto just purely being creative and jamming. And like we record all of our jam sessions, so we can always go back and like listen to stuff, right? And that's like sort of our primary source of like how we build our songs, right? So it's like we'll find something that we like and we'll like jam on that riff and we'll try a bunch of different variations, and then like later on at some point we'll go back and listen to it with some like different perspective and like try to figure out if it sounds okay and what it is, like are we listening to a verse, is that a chorus that we're listening to or whatever, right? And then we kind of go from there, and that's kind of the basis of our process for songwriting.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Great. That was my next question.
Yeah.
Is there I asked this a lot, but is there a band or a singer that you guys would like to love to do a gig with? I'm not going to say like, I'm going to say love. And just aim high.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah. I think it'd be really cool to play with Killswitch Engage.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Howard
Nice.
or Jesse?
Oh, damn.
See the tough choice there?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Can't we have both?
Sure.
Can't we all just get along? Can't we all just get along?
I would have
Hey.
also said Mike Patton.
Yeah, I guess
that's
that would
true.
be
Anything that Mike Patton, open for Fantomas or open for
Faith No More.
Faith No More. Or,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, those are some good answers.
There's some very good answers. Yeah.
Yeah, not outside of the box a bit.
Ivan would agree with us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Ivan is Killswitch and Faith No More.
What's your favorite horror movie? Because it is part of your
I'll
shtick.
take this one
It
because I always
is.
have this one. Well, for me, the old George Romero. Most say Dawn of the Dead, but I'll say Day of the Dead
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that one's a
because it's
pretty
just
good one.
gruesome, dark, and
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best ones.
What do you like when you think of horror movies? Like, and you guys can all answer this first question, but I had to say this because I'll forget. But with metal music, what is the correlation? Like, it seems like metal and like heavier music goes with horror movies. I don't know what it is.
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know. I'm asking them.
Ask them.
I did.
Well, yeah, it's because it's kind
He
of
was
like
the inner
like
beast.
yeah, it's dark and
Yeah.
macabre, right? And that's like kind of the thing with horror too, right? Is it's trying to capture that like the darkness or like the
Taboo.
taboo or dark side of people, the shadow of people, and metal kind of like kind of reflects that, right? I guess there's so many subgenres of metal too, right?
I've
Like
always been attached to both, so I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just
No,
comes naturally, it seems.
Yeah.
Like, can't explain it.
I like the word macabre.
Macabre.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
You and your fancy words.
Yeah. Look at you.
It's very. It was like he just put like pepper on top.
We
of it,
we
you
weren't
know?
even expecting these $10 words.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Let me just pull up my thesaurus here, put it on the table.
Thesaurus.
I know. Thank you very much. I do have an education,
I know you do
So what?
more than I do.
Yeah, actually, I've got more schooling than you do.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I don't need any schooling.
No, you don't need no schooling.
I worked in the streets, man.
Down the streets of on the streets of Anyway.
Tanglewood, bro.
Tanglewood, baby, the rough and tumble Tanglewood.
That's right.
Tanglewood.
Now, guy, is there something about like the music genre that you guys play that's misunderstood?
Yes.
Well,
Just the normal phobia of it, like People don't want to give it the time of day just because they think, we're all devil worshippers or whatever.
Or it's angry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
we're angry people and we're out to kick
Yeah.
people's ass when it's like, I've never seen anything bad happen at a metal show in my entire life. So
Neither have I, actually. Funny that
yeah,
you say that.
like
Yeah.
if anything, I feel the safest at a metal show.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But just because of that phobia, people.
No,
won't
it's
give it
it's a very
chance.
good point.
And
It's a very
probably
good point.
because of the messages and the music too, because it's honest and
Yeah.
doesn't follow the
Yeah.
The script.
Yeah,
It's
it's
true.
not gonna go with there.
Yeah, it's
there,
true,
but yeah.
No, it's a good answer. I had the little story I tell about Rock and Engine the first time seeing them. I saw them and I was like, these guys are intense. And like,
Oh, yeah.
I was actually going, these guys are, and JP is like 7'12", and I'm like, and he's the nicest guy in the world.
Nicest guy.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and Steve, like the two Steves, like the whole band are amazing,
Absolutely.
and they're so approachable. But when you first look at them, you're like,
Yeah, well, they're throwing blood on you while you're at the show.
well, it's part of their shtick,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But that they want to, like, again, we got into a big horror discussion
Oh,
about
with
that because
them,
they're
yeah.
huge horror movie fans. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's where they
Makeup effects.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, right. And he
Yeah.
incorporated so much of that in their show.
It's so
right.
good,
It's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I again, I was going, and I agree. Like, we go to a metal, we went to Rammstein 2 years ago.
Yep.
Nothing was wrong. There was 100,000 people there. It was the most chill atmosphere with the craziest show going. I've never felt uncomfortable at a metal show. It's
I was
very.
there, too.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was
fucking
like
epic.
it was so amazing. Like, it was like
Life experience.
yeah, I told Dog that, like, Dog didn't know them that well, and I was like, I'm, if all the, surprisingly, I'm kind of the metal guy of the two of us. So it's like when we saw them, and I'm sure you'll agree, like, you walk in, you feel like you're going to the Game of Thrones, man, because it was like the biggest stage I've ever seen, and you're like, what is happening right now, and then of course the fire that goes across the whole thing.
That was just really intense.
and you're like feeling it, like it's like wild. Anyways, and you don't understand a word they're saying, but still, it was amazing.
No,
Yeah,
but I mean,
exactly,
it's
exactly.
so good.
Just yell,
But
"Du
that's-
hast." That's all you gotta do.
Du hast.
Du hast, yeah.
Du hast.
Yeah. I liked I like a lot of their
It was great.
tunes, but yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
they, and then of course the guy on the treadmill playing the
keyboards and
is-
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, it's all very interesting.
but it's fun to feed into the misconceptions, though, right? Like, you look at the two of us, and you would think this is not a metal guy, and he's like a lot more metal. Like, I like heavy stuff, but I don't like as much as he does.
Yeah, but you're not like into Avenged Sevenfold or
How do you?
something
I've seen
like that,
Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, you've
Yes,
seen them.
I've seen them.
Get the fuck out of here!
I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about Dream?
Surprise!
What about Dream Theater?
Not yet.
No. Okay. All right.
No. It's one of my brother's favorite bands. But it's just the conception, like looking at people and going, okay, making these determinations without even knowing the person.
Everybody judges, right? Like, and that's just sort of how it is. Like, everybody has this premonition, like you said, that metal music is dangerous
And angry.
and it's just an art form. It's literally an art form. Like, if you look at metal bands like yourself, like, look at your logo, even though it's backwards. But you know what I mean? Like, it's very, very creative. It's very thoughtful. It's all the art that Rock and Engine does on their shirts and stuff like that. It's very artsy, and people don't really get that. I don't think.
Yeah,
they don't think art when they think metal.
Well, we have friends that are like that.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. But they're set in their ways. They'd rather listen to, like,
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
And-
Celine Dion's an artist. Okay.
Yeah,
She's
well, no,
beautiful.
I just throw that out there for fun, but I mean, she's amazing. But we've had friends like that where if I played something from you guys, he would look at me like, what is this? And I'll say, it's listen
I
to
got
it.
Friends and family members like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, and to each their own, right? And that's
yeah.
yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's, and again, no, you don't care. Like, who cares what you think? I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway, right? What would you say has been your biggest career highlight so far?
Oh boy. I don't know. We've kind
That's
of
a
like,
tough one.
I think we've had some pretty cool stuff happen for sure. Like getting played on Rebel.
Ooh.
That was
like
that was pretty good.
Yeah,
We were kind
they
of
aired us before they banned all locals.
yeah. Well, they changed format, right? They were
Yeah,
they
they
were
went
more
that
of like an alternative, like local kind of like
They went
rock
mainstream.
station. They kind of went more like the Shay classic.
They all
rock,
did.
Sadly,
Yeah.
sadly they did. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
Dogs played you on whitewaterrocks.ca. By the way, he's played your band.
Yes, I know. I see it because you guys usually post a story or whatever on Instagram,
Yeah.
right? Which I
Yeah.
usually see, and I usually like repost that. So,
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I played.
Thank you.
I've played
Thank you for that.
Swift Aggression a couple times. I love that tune.
Cool.
Sweet.
But I find I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm finding that it's happening more because I'm seeing more on social media these days, different internet radio stations starting to play local stuff. Because I've seen some
sure.
I've seen some thank yous from different bands here in Ottawa. Thank you so and so for playing our song.
Yep.
And that's the way it's got to be. We got to keep promoting the local stuff, right?
But that's what radio was for so
Was
long.
past tense.
And then eventually they just sort of got away from it because they're losing listenership, and it's too bad because like you're doing with your show, it's so great for the city of Ottawa because you're playing all of these different artists, and you'll play like a folk song, and then you'll play
Feed After Midnight.
exactly. So it's wonderful. I think that's a great mix. It should all be in one. Anyway, we've gone on a tangent here, right?
No, we haven't.
No, yeah, we're going off, baby. So yeah, you would say being played on Rebel was probably the biggest highlight so far. You've got quite a few streams on Spotify too, right?
Yeah.
I guess the show,
Yeah.
what show?
the Buck Cherry.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I wasn't part
yes.
of that. I wasn't part
You
of
were
that.
there.
okay.
I was there.
Before Sean.
Yeah. That was
So
before me.
so wait, you saw us in the original form where we had like a little space about this much to walk on the stage before we fall on our face.
Yes, I
That
did.
was awesome. But yes.
So
Yeah,
that
I was there for that.
It was probably like the biggest show we've
we
played
ever played.
because it was held at Barrymore's before it closed down. So it's a pretty big place. It was packed.
Yeah.
But at that time, like we
weren't us.
we had like one original song. The rest were covers. We hadn't found our groove yet. As a band, so it was cool and all, but like a lot of the smaller shows
too
we've played
early.
recently, when the
It was
crowd
too
just goes
early.
nuts,
Oh, yeah.
those are kind of like
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my
Pretty,
favorites. Like even if it's just
satisfying.
20 people
Yeah.
moving around, it's just it fuels the fire.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's like going on that. Like, do you find like the energy you get from the crowd promotes you the energy you put out, or do you naturally just put a bunch of energy out and then get it like kind of get it reciprocated?
Try and start off by dishing out my own energy to get a feedback.
Yeah.
And,
I guess it depends, like the
it-
crowd
yeah,
too.
that too depends on the
Um,
type of show and what bands.
What other
you're
bands are
playing
on the bill?
with. Yeah, we've played a couple of shows where the crowd kind of went like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's like tumbleweed almost. Like
just tumbleweed going. The place is packed. It's like okay.
Yeah.
But I actually like those shows because it's kind of like, all right, there's some real music, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the sound of drums in the venue when I start like doing like a sound check, whatever, just gets me going. Just because they're just like always so much like more full than the rehearsal space, right? And, like,
That's
the
right.
lights
No,
and
very
all
true.
that stuff. It's like
Wide
it
open
feels
space.
like go time, and you can everything sounds better and bigger. And,
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're looking out and you're seeing like a bigger, like obviously a bigger space, right? They're just more
for
used to the basement, and no judging on the size of the basement, but you know what I mean? Like it's just,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Looks very cozy.
Well, there's a couple of venues here in Ottawa probably not much bigger than your basement. But
Oh yeah. What about,
oh, yeah, I have more space to play here than most venues.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah. You do that on purpose.
yeah.
What about, do you guys heard about Live Nation taking over the chapters downtown? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like
Like, I
that?
I guess for like going to see bands that are like
we don't really.
that don't play like the big arenas and stuff. I guess it's good, but I mean,
No, I don't.
for the
really
local
expect
people,
them
like
to do
bands, like
much
it's
for
not gonna,
locals and
yeah,
stuff.
it's not gonna do anything
You
different.
don't,
It's very
oh really?
much like-
You don't
not
think
for
they'll,
locals.
you don't
It's
think
too
they'll
big
put
of-
out?
Most Live Nation venues don't.
Yeah, I guess not, eh?
They're all by if you're not gonna make us.
Because
money,
like it's not hidden that local bands don't draw like as much as
yeah.
like you couldn't get 2,000 people like as a local band here in Ottawa. Like
It'd be hard.
Yeah, I could see opening for
Yeah.
touring
Someone
bands.
else, yeah.
That being a possibility.
That would be
Hopefully.
cool, yeah, depending on promoters. And stuff.
Yeah, it's all to do with the promoters.
But for me, it's like having a second Bronson Center.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I think it's also good for the city. I mean, it just like having a bookstore as opposed to a venue. I don't know, just for me,
But
for
also,
for
too,
people going up.
We gotta wait and see what kind of like live acts they're gonna be bringing in too.
True.
I would
With
think it's
downtown Ottawa. Who knows?
I would think it's just a variety because it's going to be like
all over the place. Yeah.
probably state of the art is going to be the renovated and
that's
stuff.
gonna be,
So
like, crazy.
I see it being like a mixture of.
I'm hoping.
What's going on with Barrymore's?
Yeah,
It's-
that's what
We've talked about that a few times, and it's just the upkeep, like to bring Barrymore's back up just to code, first of all, would be an endeavor. And then, because that's such an iconic place, it should be. But again,
I told you if I win,
I know,
if I win the 70,
yes,
over it.
yeah, same here.
All over it.
But I think Live Nation needs to step up and start bringing in local bands to open for some medium-sized artists. You know what I mean?
I agree, and I think that's a good point. Like if you obviously you may not be able to fill the stadium or the building of 20 or 2,000 people, but at least the openers should be all Ottawa based. I think that would be a really good thing to do.
You know, so say like Buck Cherry comes back because they've toured here a few times and they played there. I mean, you guys, I don't think should not open for them.
Yeah,
We might be too heavy this time.
Yeah,
fair. Yeah.
They got soft on us, Buck Cherry.
Okay, Lamb of God shows up, and then
And Lamb of
you
God.
know, like-
Yeah, I think we'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Or not heavy enough.
Maybe
Yeah,
not. Maybe not.
they're pretty
We'll
heavy.
go for Killswitch, all right?
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Killswitch, there you go. We're set.
Yeah.
Fuck, even that weird techno band there, Electric Cowboy, we'd be fine with them.
Now, would you like? That's a good question to ask too. Is like if you were opening for somebody, like would you guys be like, oh shit, we're opening for so and so? Do you guys get like overconscious and go, oh my god, here we're playing it with Buck Cherry?
Yeah, kind of like
When that happened, yes, I thought it was like, what the fuck we got into, you know, like
Yeah,
we're
building up to it,
yeah,
I felt nervous, but when the show came, it was kind of just like,
because it was only like our 4th or 5th show ever.
and
So-
Feet After Midnight, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, we didn't have any originals other than like one song, and the rest were
Did we
covers.
play that weird 80s one?
Maybe. Yeah, I remember being like, oh crap, you know. But
Yeah, it was
I don't
a
think
good
now.
show.
I think we've played so often now that
It would just be like,
Yeah, I know.
it'd be
exciting, but
exciting, but it would be more when meeting the other band you're opening for. I'd be a little more nervous of that than playing in front
Yeah.
of
Right.
for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you kind of get shell shocked a bit for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe they're really warm and inviting, and
Yeah. Did you get to hang out with Buck Cherry at all?
no.
They wouldn't even talk to any of us.
oh, that's too bad. Really, eh?
Stayed in their bus, did nothing.
It's true when
The
they.
sound guy, he was chill.
Like the band they were touring with, they
yeah, they were okay.
they hung out with
Yeah.
the locals, but
Yeah.
yeah, Buck Cherry had their own little
Yeah,
like
they just stayed on their bus and
Yeah.
kept to themselves.
Yeah, they did that when they played the Brass Monkey.
Really?
Yeah, because the other bands played, and then we were waiting for them. We were sitting because all the guys stand outside and smoke and stuff, and then we saw, okay, here comes the band, and it's like, well, Jason Todd's not there, so he came in by himself. Like, so the band came in, the 4 guys, and then Jason Todd kind of strolled out and walked by everybody, went downstairs. Yeah, so I could see it.
Why would they do that?
I don't know,
understand.
man.
They're not that big.
No, I think it was the same. Like when we
Yeah,
played
same
with
thing
them,
for
the
us.
singer just came like alone, you know,
Yeah.
after the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
were
Kind
already
of sucks
there.
though. Like,
And I've
Like,
been
you
to
know,
live
like-
shows with pretty big bands, and I've met the members like August Burns Red. They always stick around after their sets, and they go around the crowd to meet fans and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
even
some-
as I lay dying back in the day
for no extra cost.
Yeah, no
Maybe in
extra
those
cost.
days. Maybe in
No,
those
still,
days.
to this day, they do that. All
Oh,
their
yeah.
shows. Yeah.
These
Yeah,
days.
one of the rare bands that will stay after and say hi to the crowd.
oh, that's nice to see here at least.
Well, and you got to build on that, right? Like it's. I don't get it. You know, Buck Cherry, you were big at one time, but now you're playing the Brass Monkey. So
Be nice.
check your fucking ego at the door.
Be kind.
that you're not playing fucking Red Rocks in
Yeah.
in Colorado here. You're playing to like 500 people.
Yeah.
So
perhaps it's just become a job.
yeah.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, it's no longer the love's not there. Maybe or like they forgot that they had when they worked a full-time job and had to.
Yeah.
What's the worst piece of advice someone's given you?
Quit.
Yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
Like dad or something.
Real life.
Yeah. What are you doing with your life?
Get a real hobby.
Just play that part of Twisted Sisters video.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with your life?
Yeah.
My dad was a guitarist, so
That's right.
it was good.
Yeah, fair enough. He understood.
Yeah.
It was never like, oh, I'm gonna sit you down and be serious about it. It's just like
He just told
here
me
and
be
there.
careful,
It's like,
and,
whatever.
Don't think too high of anything, which it always kept based, and I do it for fun, and that's it. I know whatever happens.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I mean, like you said, it's your love, it's your art form. So you would do it for free. So there you go.
Well, we are.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. Well, all those Spotify, all those Spotify streams, you're making, a penny, less than a penny
No,
per.
not even, man. We're making what 0.0033 of a cent.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, some shit like that.
That's crazy. Man.
Wow.
Actually, I think the best payout is YouTube. Right
No,
now.
isn't it?
Still is.
Yeah.
YouTube.
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
so. I think so.
Well,
YouTube
iTunes,
was like
don't they give us $1 a song?
Well, that's if
when
somebody
they
Oh,
go to
it's
when they
fine.
download them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, it's more than fucking we'll never get from Spotify.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's going towards YouTube, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, Spotify will be a thing of the past soon. Like we put our stuff up on YouTube. It's just better with videos as opposed to just just listening to streams.
Well, a lot of people, they say like 80% of Gen Z don't even they put YouTube on in the background and listen to it that way.
Okay, which generation is that?
That's the one after, like 3 or 4 after you,
Oh, okay.
because you're old as fuck.
Damn right I am.
Is it Gen? Well, no, Gen X is me. And
I'm a boomer.
You're a boomer.
Yeah.
And then these guys are probably Gen X, and then it's millennials, and then it's Gen Z.
It's hard to keep track.
I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
My daughters are alphas, so
Are they?
well, yeah, of course they are. Do you guys do? What would you say it makes your music unique?
Variety.
Yeah, I guess not technically sticking to like
The status quo.
yeah, like just one genre, like being like, okay, we gotta play like this, and
Like we'll mix riffs together with, say, breakdowns that you wouldn't expect that with that style of a riff.
Yeah, like,
So
we'll
you
just
whatever feels right. And,
like the next upcoming song, that one has like a variety of like.
oh yeah, it's completely different.
I don't know, somebody said power metal, and then I don't know. We just try to mix all sorts of different styles of rock together to make something, and not just being like so cliche. Like, oh, I'm into metal, but I have to play a solo here. It's like, no, you don't have to if you don't feel it.
That's right.
Just being, I don't know.
True to yourself.
Yeah, I think so. Just like it's the authenticity of what we create. Is that everybody you can actually like once you get to know us, if you were to like hang out and listen to us jam and like play our instruments individually, after a while you'd be able to like hear the different like flavors that everybody kind of contributes to the to our overall sound. Right? Everybody's got their own like really strong characters.
Yeah.
Like up until the point that like these guys like that I joined these guys, they were kind of more of the hard rock genre, and then like with my playing, I really love like really extreme like metal and like different kinds of stuff like that. And in my playing, I try to that's sort of the top echelon that I try to like shoot for in terms of like I'd like to be able to play like at that level, and so.
So we had to tell him to slow down on certain
yeah, but nonetheless, like that's
blast beats. It's not Sean.
They just they give you the look and they just kind of turn around.
Yeah, we just stop.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
but he just keeps going.
Yeah.
he doesn't care.
Because his eyes are closed.
Yeah, he's not even in the same room with us. He's just playing.
Yeah, he's in his own world.
So I just
That's it.
start blasting.
Do you have you guys have any hobbies besides playing music?
I don't know.
Pretty much build anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Stuff
Like this is
that.
kind of my hobby, sort of. But I mean, I don't know really. No, I don't.
I'd say mostly, yeah. Like, I've been a drummer like since I was like 14 years old. This is like what I do when I got spare time and I like want to do something. Then it's fun. I play drums.
Yeah.
And I guess we just kind of like leveled it up now because like it's gone from just
Yeah.
like me playing drums to like we're composing stuff and like discovering all of the different layers of like
Yeah, yeah.
making music sort of on a semi-professional kind of making.
I would say outside of music, the only other thing is like I work on like music videos and like graphic design stuff, but it's mostly for the band,
Yeah. Yeah, no, and do you find it super gratifying now that you're creating your own music?
Yeah, I would
Oh,
say
yeah.
I would say
Like,
so. Yeah,
it's-
absolutely.
It's the ultimate like goal for me. Like,
Yeah.
I would like let's say I would have a choice of writing new songs and releasing them, or playing shows. You can only choose one. For me, it would be releasing the music is my personal more satisfying thing of the two.
Yeah. I'm more
Yeah.
balanced, I think, between that because
I'm balanced.
I like
but
the I like
if
the
could
energy.
choose one. It's that it's creating for me is like
Yeah, it would be fun to just have a studio job, like where we just every day instead of
Like-
going to our day jobs, went to
No.
the studio and
Yeah,
worked
yeah.
on stuff, right? Just creating. That would be really
You're going
cool.
way outside.
For
of
sure.
Yeah.
No, I know. That's just like yeah.
I guess it's the most satisfying.
Yeah, dream big, man. Like you never
Absolutely.
You never know.
So what's the least fun part of like say doing a live show? I would expect for you the drummer is like bringing if you have to come into I don't know. Let's fire a place off there. It's not coming to me.
Dom.
No, someplace
Yeah.
with stairs
Cafe Decuff.
to
Rainbow.
cuff where you got to trudge.
Decuff or Rainbow. Yeah.
Yeah, where you got to trudge your stuff up the stairs, right?
Yeah,
But
you know what?
we always show up together, so we all do it.
Yeah.
It's not like just him loading his own stuff.
I would say more like it's not so much like hauling gear or whatever. I think to me the hardest part is playing on somebody else's gear and trying to adapt it to like I've got a pretty big cymbal setup that's kind of a little bit like different than like your average, just a little bit more. So it's kind of hard to fit it in and around, and like other people have different pieces of equipment that kind of take up different spaces you're not used to, right? And
Right.
Yeah.
that's probably the hardest thing is then trying to like then perform the way that I perform on my drums on somebody else's, even though they're probably relatively close. It's still like they're not the same, and it doesn't
Yeah, of
make a
course.
difference.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's like having your own tools, like it's like you feel comfortable and you've built that since you were 14. You've probably added more symbols and added more things to it to create what you like. So,
All right. Yeah, I totally agree. Because
it's like us adding lights and a camera.
And action.
And action.
Well, because I notice it when
More
I'm
passion.
more passion.
Get into it.
Get into it. Come on, dog.
You guys laugh because when we first started this, I didn't want the video. Like I don't like video. So you notice I'm looking off to the side because I'm not looking at the camera because I just don't like it. But I see at the shows, like when they're, they got to get between sets and they got to tear down, take down the cymbals, take down this, take down. It's just like, man, this must be a real pain for drummers. And I get it because you guys are all so specific as what. If I were a drummer, I'd be like, no, this needs to be here and this needs to be. I can't use your stuff. I'm sorry, I'm bringing my own.
Well, you're like that with your DJ equipment,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like you're a DJ. You want to have your own.
Oh yeah. I can't use anybody else's equipment.
And I'm like that with, my golf clubs. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, with my golf clubs.
Well, if my tools, I like my tools. Like I bring my
It's
own
like
tools.
asking us to use different amps with different tones.
Yeah,
That's right. Exactly right. And
different guitars.
yeah. And do you find that's changed over the years? Like you've kind of you've either added pieces to it or changed things and moved things around, or you're constantly doing that? Is that normal?
Yeah, I think so. I like as I kind of moved so I don't play like the standard way that like the average drummer does, like where they cross their hand over the like the right hand over on the hi-hat and
It's
then
an
the
alien.
left hand underneath, right? I know how to play. That's how I started to play. But then I started to experiment with open-handed drumming. So I'm like using the left hand on the high. So there's kind of like territories, right? There's like center line of the body. Everything that's kind of on this side of the body, the left hand should be able to deal with it, and everything that's on this side of the kit, the right hand, should be able to sort of deal with it. So I guess kind of what's happened is as I've developed that open-handedness, I've kind of built more symmetry in my cymbals setup. Like I've gotten more stuff on the left-hand side, like my splashes and stuff, as I've been able to use it like better, right?
Yeah. Makes sense. What about you guys with the guitars and such?
I'm about to start a new adventure. I just bought a Kemper because I'm basically tired of all my Marshall problems and analog things now. So hopefully that's going to resolve that and give me the tones I'm looking for and everything. But
Yeah.
that's going to be new for me.
Yeah.
Is it hard to change? Because I know some guys are like, you know, you got your Fender, you've got your Marshall, you got like, are you guys like brands? Like this brand has always been my brand. I can't change brands.
Yeah. I've been more of a tube guy my whole life, so going to this transistor digital thing is
It's a big
also
change.
like,
interesting.
you know, for me, it's like I'm getting older. I'm tired of bringing stuff, so I just want to try to bring the less possible. So I always try to, you know, once in a while upgrade my gear to have something less to it. You know, like just it gets annoying bringing like the
Same
stuff.
reason for the Kemper too. Now I just got to bring this little rack box. So.
That
No
makes
more
sense.
heads and cabs.
And
Well,
like
do you-
oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say like the new like digital kind of like amp modelers pedals these days kind of
perfected.
basically they give you the same sound as amps. Like there's a tiny difference that people probably won't even notice. It just makes it easier on
Well, it's not like when they first started. Remember the old little Line 6 pod?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Is
Yeah.
like, do you find the technology is just so amazing now because you can streamline
Yeah,
things like that?
I did a lot of research before jumping off the analog and tubes, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's there now and only getting better.
Yeah. I mean, everything is, right?
Well, yeah, it's getting more compact and more powerful, right? And it's easier for you guys. You don't have to carry up these 600-pound
Exactly,
amps and stuff when you can get one
So
that's like,
if by some chance we play overseas, we just need a little USB thumbstick and we rent the same unit over there and just pop it in and you have all your tones.
That's unreal. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy. What a change.
yeah, well, I mean, it's going to evolve, right? It has to. Like
Well,
it's-
that's unreal though. Like you could just go anywhere and just plug in and you're set to your setup, you know?
Yeah, it's your actual tone.
That's unreal. Saves you so much time.
If I'd have like a roadies in a budget, yeah, like I would rather
Oh, yeah,
use
I'd
real
go
amps,
all out. I'd
and
have
they
a
would
full,
carry it.
Yeah.
stack going.
No doubt. I mean, yeah, of course, like that's a different situation. But if you're able to streamline it that easily, it's unreal.
no, but that's what you have children for.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what they're for?
You have to become your roadies or your caddies.
You gotta
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
these guys.
Eventually, I'll be theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got child labor.
Yeah. There's something like that. Yeah.
16 or something.
No, they're
right?
volunteers.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Volunteers. Yeah.
They got
Oh, no,
voluntold.
It's, what is it called there?
That's right, good one.
Co-op. There you go. It's
Yeah, yeah.
school co-op.
That's a
Yeah.
co-op.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, well done. Very good.
They're volunteer hours.
Yeah. You
Exactly.
fill out their paperwork. Yeah.
Exactly. And when the show's on, you're sitting outside in the van, and when it's time to break it down, you come back in and help.
Yeah. You can sleep if you want, but you got to wake up when you got to.
Yeah.
80s decade of what decade of music speaks to you more, the 80s or the 90s? This is a question we ask every artist.
Go first.
Oh,
and then we'll go like
Yeah,
this.
90s.
90s? Why would you say that?
Just like all of the stuff that I like still like listen to, and I kind of like feel like a sense of nostalgia for, like when I go back and listen to it, is like it's all 90s stuff. It's like where I discovered like metal essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, I guess. Yeah. For me, I would say it's a tough one, but I don't know, because 90s is like kind of like we were probably teenagers and all the stuff you had like Nirvana and all like the alternative grunge
Don't
kind of
forget
stuff.
The new metal wave that came in 98.
Yeah,
Deftones
but
and
I am
Korn.
really like 80s is probably my favorite of the two. I kind of like the 80s, kind of like I don't know what you call it. I guess the 80s mainstream music I'm kind of a fan of.
Glam rock.
No, I don't like the rocks as much of the
The
80s.
catchy 80s songs.
Yeah.
Stuff with like
I like
synthesizers,
the-
you know, like the
in the band.
movie soundtracks, like Footloose soundtracks, shit like that.
Oh.
I love that shit.
Wow. Now we're getting
Oh.
a little soft spot. For
We should have asked the guilty pleasure song
Yeah,
question.
exactly.
That would have been great.
Kenny Loggins he's all over it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like that song, but just like the other songs on the soundtrack.
Oh, I get
There's
it.
just so
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
like good, like
Like with the synth and the drum machines and stuff, the 80s sound, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a
Makes
fan
sense.
of like that kind of 80s
Yeah.
sounds, I guess.
Yeah. What about
You're
you?
allowed to say 88 and up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, well,
That's both.
It started with 80s, so
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I say anywhere from 88 to like,
98.
most of the 90s. Well, the new metal era
Yeah,
was
late
really
90s,
huge for
we were-
us when
yeah.
like
Did
Korn
you-
was
yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
Like, not so much anymore at all.
Do
Yeah,
you
but
still
we-
listen to it? You still listen to new metal?
Every now and then.
Like if
I guess like Deftones, but
If it
it's-
comes on, I'm cool
I guess
with
it's
it.
considered new metal, but like that's a band I
Yeah.
still listen
But
to
I'm-
to this day.
I'm honestly more of a like metalcore guy now, so I
yeah,
prefer like the newer metalcore-ish stuff, like
Slipknot and stuff.
yeah, Slipknot, Killswitch, freaking Unearthed.
Yeah,
Oh,
Killswitch is
crazy
good
shit
too.
going now, yeah.
I'm down with that for sure.
Yeah.
Rammstein.
Rammstein. I'm going to throw one last question for our drummer. Best Canadian drummer of all time.
Oh,
Oh shit.
That's
Canadian.
Okay. Well,
Let's see if he says it.
It's Neil Peart, right?
But what I mean,
It has to
You're
be.
the drummer,
I mean,
man.
it's-
You're the drummer.
Yeah. I mean, there's
For
like,
us, we
so
know
many
our
like
choices.
awesome people that like probably I don't know their names, but like for the people like just off the top of my head, and you say that, I think probably all time has got to be Neil. Like he just groundbreaking the kinds of things that he was doing.
and so why would musicians? What was the? There's so many musicians now that are around that still think Rush is like the greatest band of all time. And why do you say that is? What would you say would be the reason?
Oh, I don't know, because the music is really like innovative, right? It's sort of like
Style?
it's the style of it.
Honestly, I'll admit it. I never really listened too much to Rush, so
yeah, same
Yeah.
here, man.
but I seen them live, and it blew me away.
Yeah.
It was Blues Fest, like the Time Traveler tour. That
Oh,
was
nice.
fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I guess the innovation, the way that they created it was so
Yeah.
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like Trent Reznor talks about Rush and
Yeah.
like stuff like that.
Well, even like Dave Portnoy talks about Rush. Like all these drummers from these amazing bands talk about Rush
Yeah.
as,
Yeah, that's right.
you know what I mean? Like it's just, it's good. Kudos to us, like being Canadian and stuff. That's, but he
It's
was,
the voice, man. It's the
I know
voice.
you can't get over the voice, but we're talking about Neil Peart, not Getty.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Getty's a
Yeah, I
good
think
bassist, though. I mean, they're all good. I mean,
They're all talented musicians for
yeah,
sure.
I can't deny that. That's for sure.
But Neil, they called like the professor, right? Because
Mhm.
he wasn't just like the drummer in some rock band that was happy with like just playing the stuff that he knew. He was like actively, doing like lessons with like people that were like jazz guys, and like working on like different techniques and that kind of stuff, trying to incorporate that stuff into rock. And that's really like what makes it special. Like for me, like as a drummer, is that this is somebody who is like pushing the envelope of like what you could possibly do on drum set, showing everybody else that like, hey, you can do these kinds of like crazy things that are like seem like really complicated and really still be like musical, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's inspiring, right? That's not
of course. Yeah,
I
makes
just
sense.
wonder how long it takes him to set up his kit, or did.
He didn't do a thing.
I know, but it's just like you got to lower him down like Darth Vader, man, into his kit, and he's just like, "There's no way to escape from this."
Yeah.
Little trapdoor.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
we talked about
It's like a little
yeah,
bathroom
exactly.
underneath it.
Yeah, but he basically picked like as he grew as an artist, everything was added onto it.
Oh
right?
yeah, I know. I know
So-
he didn't start it with a big kid, but it's kind of fun.
It's insane.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. We follow you along. We love your music, so it was great to chat with you.
Sweet.
Awesome.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
See you guys at a show.
That would be wonderful. Yeah.
When's the next show?
Yeah, we should ask you that.
Panda
So
Fest?
yeah.
Oh, for Brad. What day? The 19th to the 20th.
So we're on the 20th.
The metal
Okay.
day.
Yeah. 20th, which is the Saturday, and I believe we're on at 9,
No, I don't know yet. 8 something.
8 something maybe.
Yeah, I
so
guess we're not sure.
So in the evening though, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if anybody is
7 for
interested in
sure.
tickets, you can DM us on like Instagram or get a hold of us on
Put their
Facebook
names on
or
the
whatever.
website. They'll
Hook
get
you up with tickets. And June 28th, our new single "Doomed" is
Yes.
coming out. You got to
Yes.
check that out.
Oh, for sure.
Don't
For sure we
forget,
will.
We have a little surprise coming up in October for a show too.
Oh,
That's
really?
right. Yes. Yes.
Just a surprise. We can't
Yes.
say more than that.
We've secured an awesome venue for the weekend that would be Halloween. Like Halloween is like on a Tuesday or
Ooh.
something. But we're a club that we're going to try to throw
It's in the
something like
process of being
epic.
made,
So
so-
we're trying to put it
Oh,
together.
yeah.
Very good. Keep us in the loop.
Love
Yeah.
that. Love that. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right.
Great.
Ciao.
Thanks, guys.
All the
Awesome.
best.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Ciao.
Dog and Gus, Dog and Gus, Dog and Gus.